I remember when I went through a really, really dark time and people wanted to give me answers. And they gave me verses, some of them did. Some of them just told me a terrible story that I still bothers me today. And it shouldn't. I know the people were very well-meaning. I understand that. I know people, oftentimes we don't know what to say when there's a death in the family. I get that. But I guess I hope I encourage you, not that you shouldn't say anything, but the best thing is just to listen and not to say much. Because when my daughter died, I went to a softball game a few weeks later, and I played ball back in those days, and I had some well-meaning woman come up to me and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I guess Jesus needed to pluck a flower for his garden." And I thought, that hurt really bad, because I thought, Jesus doesn't need my daughter to be in his garden. That's wrong. I mean, God loves me. He wouldn't do that. It was hard. And then I had other people tell me Romans 8:28, and I love that verse, and I know I've shared that before, that it doesn't always ride well with me. But the verse is true, and I know that. But at that time, hearing that all things work together for good to those that follow Christ did not help one bit. And I struggled with that. I mean, I know they were well-meaning people, and they loved me. I know they were trying to help. But we need to be careful not to give pat answers for things that happen in people's lives. We need to be good listeners. We need to come alongside them, and that's what they did. Some of the people in the church were amazing. I had an amazing church family. And they took me down. She died like June 30th, and so 4th of July came, and usually that's a big deal. And I didn't go to the picnic that year because I knew it would be too much, because South Troy had a huge picnic every year in those days. But that night, some people came and picked me up and took me to Lake City to watch the fireworks. That was just a balm. I needed that. They didn't say they let me cry. They just came around and loved me. I was a single mom. I mean, it was a tough, tough time. But that's what the church is supposed to do. And that's what they did. I needed that. I mean, that's why I encourage families and young people especially to get involved in a church. Because that's what they do. They come alongside you and they love you. Give us a chance. You got to show up. It's hard to love you if we never see you. But when you're a part of a church body, that's what God created. That's why Jesus created the church. To come alongside people that are hurting and sinners and that need help, that need love, that need forgiveness. That's what we're here for.